Welcome to my tutorial, and today we're going to create something like this one. A surrealistic kind of artwork. Alright, let's get started. It's going to be fun. Create a new file. The size will be like Instagram, 1080 by 1080. Okay, now let's work with the first image, this guy from Pexels. Let's open up in Photoshop. Okay, let's select this guy. Select subject. Wait a minute, there's a bit mistake here. Let's crop it a bit to refine the selection. Select subject. Okay, a bit better. Wait, I did mistake. Okay, here let's fix some imperfection by going to select and select a mask. Let's refine the edge. Some imperfection here, simply use this tool. Okay, then fix here, there's some imperfection. The same goes here and this one. And for this one, let's use this, the brush tool. Simply paint that. To restore this selection. Okay, seems okay. Let's move to bit 1 and selection, the output to be layer mask. Oops, there'll be, this is a little bit mistake here. Let's fix that. Let's go to layers panel, disable the layer mask by pressing shift and go to channels and show up the alpha channel. Now let's restore the miss part. I'm using pen tool and select this missing selection and press Ctrl Enter to convert the path into selection, and go to brush, yeah, with white color to restore this, and the same applies here. I think simply opacity 100. The same goes here. This is a little bit, don't need that. Let's brush and use black actually to remove that. Oops. And here, delete that, black. You can toggle this by pressing X. It's quite handy in terms of work like this. And now this is small or tiny imperfection. Let's, yes, simply the same way like before. Okay, I think we're cool. Let's disable now, back to the layer and enable this back, and you got the selection. Okay, let's bring it up to our main document. Let's rename the guy or the man, whatever. And I like to work in smart objects. And let's put this guy over here, maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah. Now let's insert the background. It's also from Pexel, this one. Let's open up in Photoshop. Okay, let's just simply transfer into this artwork. Close it. Bring it down below the man and rename it like. Also convert this to smart object. Wow, this is pretty big. Let's scale it down. Yeah, maybe around here. Okay, and we need to restore the sky here simply by painting it. Let's create a new layer, sky extended, and pick brush tool, and let's press Alt here to pick the color. And before we paint that, let's turn down the opacity a bit, like here 48, 50 or something, and then increase the brush size, right click, and yeah, maybe around here, so everything's too big. Yeah, now let's paint it. There you have it. Maybe the transition is a bit off there. I need this color now. Maybe opacity is decreased. Okay, that's maybe. And there's some reflection here. Simply delete that part. Increase the size and alright, that's easy. Actually, I want to desaturate the sky or the lake view. Let's add adjustment, hue and saturation, or you can access from here, hue and saturation. Let's desaturate a bit so it's not really looking too vibrant. Alright, now let's add the clouds. We're going to use image from Pixabay. Okay, let's open up in Photoshop. We're going to only use this one. Let's crop, and we're going to select the clouds. Let's use color range. Let's select the, it's already, because I did it before, so let's select this and here, so the whole blue is turned to white in this view. It means that we select the blue sky. The position is 60, and let's press OK. And now let's inverse it, the selection, so that we will select the clouds. Let's refine the selection, go to select and mask. Simply press the contaminate color so to remove the blue edge here on the clouds. Maybe a radius 1 will work too. I think that's enough. Let's press OK. There. Now let's apply this mask, so we can select this by using this lasso tool or pen tool or any tool that you think works for you comfortably to select this cloud. Okay, now let's move tool and bring it here. Let's name it clouds. We'll also change to smart object and Ctrl T to scale this down. Maybe I'd like to stretch this a bit. Yeah. Alright, now let's bring this up above the man layer. Maybe I'd like to scale down more time. And now let's match this, because this is too bright. Let's adjust with curves, make sure it's clipped, and turn down the lightness or the highlights. And this is a bit pink or bluish to me. Let's decrease a bit. I'm going to use color balance and click that. Let's raise up the green and add more, and yeah, give more yellow. Still not pretty good. Let's edit the curves and maybe raise it a bit. Okay, it's better. Okay, next let's add rains. There's some way to create rains in Photoshop, and I will use the easy one. Let's create new layer below the clouds. Let's rename it rain, and let's reset this color black and white by pressing here, and then go to rectangle marquee tool and create a selection around here. Now let's go to filter and go to render fibers. Okay, we got this effects. Looks like rain to me. Yeah, play around with the value, maybe like this one. Let's press OK. Let's switch to screen so you can see. So this isn't looks like a rain yet. So let's fix that by using adjustment levels to reduce the whites. Pull the slider like this one, and now you start seeing the effects, but it hasn't looks like rain yet. So let's give it a final touch by using motion blur. There it is. Now this is start to look like a rain. Press OK. And now let's reduce, because this is still too much. Let's use this burn tool and set to shadow. The exposure is fine on 20%. Let this brush here so you can reduce now the number of raindrops. Yeah, you can use this tool to reduce as much as you want. Maybe this is fine. Yeah, it's okay. And what's next? Okay, let's remove the head here like this one. Okay, let's go to this layer, the man, and I will use lasso tool, or you can also use pen tool or just brush and select this head to remove it. Okay, let's press this Alt on here, so you will be deleting this one. There, gone. Okay, next. Okay, now let's add shadow for this guy. Let's create this and place here. Let's rename it shadow. And then go brush and make it shape like this one, and scale down size. The color is black, so okay, and opacity 27 or 30 or something, and just brush it over here. Maybe you want to rescale the size of the brush, but just don't overdo it. It has to be subtle because the lighting is not really that harsh. Maybe I like to delete this extra shadow from here. I don't need that. Okay, now let's add a reflection to this guy. Now duplicate this layer and put it below the original, and then Ctrl T and right click, choose flip vertical, pull it down like this one, zoom a bit, and then turn down the opacity. Yeah, I think it's around 60 something is pretty okay. Next, maybe let's erase this part of it. Erasing brush, the color will be black, and erase this part. Okay, not to be too much. And then next, let's add a little bit mist here. Let's create new layer over this adjustment. Let's call it mist. Use a brush and the color will be white, or this, you can also pick this color. Press Alt and then brush right here. Okay, and maybe a bit bigger on here, and turn the mode to screen. Alright, I'd like to delete some part of this because this looks like unrealistic. Use eraser, press E. Here it is, and this brush over here. Okay, I think it's pretty cool right now, and the final part is give the tone for the artwork, and this is actually pretty up to you. Like, I will go with hue and saturation, desaturate this, and maybe curves. Pull this up. And maybe giving some color balance. Green up a bit, and then yellow, and we're going to white. Yeah, not so many touch. And yeah, I think that's all for the tutorial. I hope you enjoy and learn something from here. Have a good day, and thank you.